I asked my girlfriend to pay rent and she is so mad. So long story short, my girlfriend always came over like 3–5 times a week and every weekend for the last year. We've been together over a year now. I enjoy her and her company, of course. In November a family member got COVID, so she stayed with me. Since then, she hasn't not stayed at my apartment at night. We discussed maybe her moving in a time or two and she was interested. So I know this is literally the shittiest timing ever and I'd take it back if I could. But I told her last night if she keeps staying at my place she has to pay rent. Please keep in mind I'm not rich and living along for me is very costly, in fact it's like 40% of my net income. She blew up and freaked out. I know I could have delivered the message better or on a different day, but I think her response is a bit ridiculous. What does everyone else think? Lol, you just had to do it on Christmas Eve? Yeah bud, Merry Christmas girl, pay me rent. Lol, have some tact at least. This is your partner. 1. You are not completely in the wrong, but you chose the worst time ever to bring it up. 2. There is a difference between she staying over all the time and living together. Because living together will mean that all your items will rearranged as well as other living arrangements like groceries, cleaning, cooking, etc. 3. Don't just ask her for rent. Bring up the moving in topic after all the festivals and have a serious discussion about it. I believe she's mad mainly because the terrible timing. Lol, wow. You really screwed the pooch on this one. You chose to live in a place that costs you 40% of your income. You would be living there whether she visited or not. Her spending the night costs you literally nothing extra. If you had invited her to move in, that would have been a good opening to discuss how to split living expenses. But telling her that if she keeps coming over she has to pay rent was not cool. Just looks like a money grab. Yeah, you kind of messed up there. She doesn't live with you. She just spends a lot of time there. She should not have to pay rent unless she lives there full time. And as for the place costing 40% of your income, welcome to adulthood. That's what happens. You pay bills, you budget, you treat yourself with anything left over. If you struggle that much, consider cutting back or downsizing. It's not up to your girlfriend to pay for a place she doesn't even live in. Her response was perfectly understandable. You asked her to pay rent and she doesn't live there? Absolutely not. So is she supposed to pay double rent? Ridiculous request. Chipping in to pay groceries or something? Sure. Absolutely. She can pay rent when she moves in. Yikes. But after that I wouldn't want to move in with you. She should only contribute to the household if she actually moves in. Spending the night, even frequently, shouldn't cost her money outside of contributing to groceries and meals. If your apartment is too expensive, consider moving to a smaller one that is more within your means. You are asking someone who doesn't live with you to pay rent. She absolutely does not owe you rent. If you ask her to move in, cool, then she can pay rent. Until that point, you are asking her over so often. Also, you don't need to live alone to be in a relationship. You could have roommates to help keep the cost down. I think this is a personal problem you are trying to push onto someone else. I, M30, accidentally read my girlfriend's, F32, texts and found out she may break up with me. This is really hard for me to write. I'm sorry if it comes out poorly. Today I misplaced my phone in our apartment. We love with each other. So I grabbed my girlfriend's phone, she was in the shower, to call mine and possibly hear it ringing. I opened it up, and her texts were already open, so I just searched for my name cause then I could quickly call my phone by going to our text conversation. This ended up highlighting my name throughout all of her text conversations with other people, and without thinking I saw one from a few days back that said, "When are you gonna break up with John?" Made my name up. I really couldn't help myself from there. I pulled up the convo, and saw she and her coworker were talking about some guy my girlfriend knew. My girlfriend had screenshotted an Instagram convo between her and this guy. Their convo was simple. They were going back forth on pasta puns because my girlfriend had posted a photo of pasta. My girlfriend then mentioned to her coworker something about her heart fluttering when opening the conversation. Her coworker asked where the dude lives, and my girlfriend said the state, which is pretty far away. Then she said something like, "I stopped there and will hold off until I talk to John cause that isn't fair to him." I pretty much fell into shock and didn't know what to do besides walk around our apartment aimlessly panicking. I caved again and looked at her convos again. She had texted another friend saying, "I'm thinking about breaking things off with John." I stopped reading and looked for other conversations. There was another to a friend about an argument we had. I finally gave up and put her phone down. I'm still so stunned. We had plans to go to a Christmas Eve party tonight, and I couldn't gather cohesive thoughts to really do anything, so I decided to just get ready and live my best life as hard as possible until I had time to really think about it. I started drinking and rode the buzz all the way until now. It was a fun night, but it was really hard. All my friends mentioned how awesome she is. I mentioned a few long-term things throughout the night to see how she would respond, i.e. travel somewhere this summer, something about her birthday in March, etc. But she responded normally as if she didn't expect anything in our near future to change. Tomorrow morning we are supposed to go to her parents for the day for the holiday. Trying to decide if I try to make it through that before somehow addressing it. I don't know what to do overall. Guessing she is waiting until after the holidays to break it off. I've had a really odd few months, and haven't felt like myself, so part of me thinks I can get my act together and change her mind. But I know how naive that is. I also know I can't trust her now because she has been hiding this. I don't know what to do about this or when to do it. Confronting her means admitting to reading her texts. And bringing it up tomorrow means ruining the whole holiday and spending it figuring out where to live and all the stuff that would come with breaking up. I never saw this coming. Any help is appreciated. Happy holidays. Waiting for the other shoe to drop just sounds painful to me. You should sit her down and just talk, and yeah, the text thing would probably irritate her because it was invasive, but why hold off the inevitable? Waiting for her to finish you is not healthy for you. You know that everything she does is not honest and is only lengthening the end. You will be very depressed and damaged if you continue there and wait for her to finish things. Talk to her and tell her what happened. What did you want to call yourself and did you read the messages, and finish things? Will you keep updating? Hope so. Hard. I'm on a very similar position ATM. He left his phone on and open when he fell asleep. I went to turn it off and the texts were right there about how he missed her and wanted her blah blah blah. I confronted him and he yelled at me for invading his privacy. I am an idiot and am now camping in some remote place with a guy that is using me for sex and a place to live for free whilst looking around and flirting with and possibly sleeping with other people. Don't be an idiot like me. I feel like shit. On one hand, if she thinks she's gonna have it better based on some out-of-state pasta puns, she's got another thing coming. On the other hand, if that's all it takes for her to move on from you, then maybe it's a good thing. I'd say either A. Ask if she'd be down for couples counseling together and really building up your relationship throughout 2022, and mention you've been in a weird place on and off in 2021, or B. If you feel it's honestly a lost cause at this point, make a power move and state that yes, you had to use her phone to find yours, and yes, you saw some information that is concerning, on accident but still. So unfortunately you're going to need to end things for now for the sake of both of you. This path may trigger her to panic and try to make her say, no, don't go. But that means at least it's not a lost cause? Whereas if she's like, yeah bro, peace out, then there was nothing you could have done better. IDK. Sorry for the shit situation, man. Why spend your holiday with this feeling bottled up? It's not ruining a holiday if the holiday is already ruined. So just talk to her. Then go spend the rest of the time with friends or family that support you. And absolutely do not go to her families, as no matter where they sit on the fence of your relationship, they will always back their blood. You don't deserve this. But waiting will do you no good here. Confront, and honestly. You should be a little more upset that she's lined up a dude and is basically in an emotional affair prior to breaking up with you. Just remember that when the waterworks start. You aren't going to be comfortable either way, in my opinion. I would rather spend it alone than wait to be axed. Dump her with a pasta pun. I'm well past the point of enjoying this relationship. I can only see this relationship ending one way. I do not foresee a future for us. This relationship is spiraling out of control. I rigatoni starting this relationship. It's me orzo him. You get my point. My mom's on Tinder. We were all on Fort and my mom's on Tinder. She's married to my dad. I'm so upset. What the fuck do I do? Match with her obviously. Take screenshots and keep the proof. Sorry that you found out that way and for the fact that is occurring. Honestly, you can go and talk to your mom about it and see what she says, or you can skip over her and immediately show your dad. Is it possible they are swingers? Just saying. Tell your dad. Maybe your parents are into an open relationship and enjoy hot wife activities? Parents don't stop being sexually when they have kids. You could ask her. I've been in your shoes but with a very close friend. Another friend in our group slept with my best friend's girlfriend, and even though we were all tight-knit, when I found out I just didn't think my best friend would believe me. I cut myself off from all of them until it ate me up and finally spilled. He didn't believe me, but they eventually come clean. Now we're closer than ever and he's moved on way past it. I just wish I told him straight away. I guess what I'm trying to say is just confront it straight away before it eats you or hurts anyone involved even more further down the line. Tell your dad. The most obvious answer is tell your dad, especially before your mom confronts you. So you don't look like the bad guy to her. You tell your father and then you back up and let them work it out however they do. Whether it's counseling or otherwise. This is an unenviable position to be in, and I wish you good luck. Good luck. My ex won't move out of my apartment. After a long time of not speaking to each other, he finally talked to me and asked if I was happy here. I said no. He said, "Okay, I'm going to leave then. That's what I've wanted this whole time. I can pay for this place by myself, no problem. Also, all the furniture in this place is mine. The only thing he owns is his laptop, and a few articles of clothing." But that was over 2 weeks ago. And he's still here. A few days ago I brought it up again, because he has plenty of people that would take him in for free, friends, family, etc. He said that he didn't want to do that because he wants to be on his own, so he's going to be here for a few months to look for his own apartment. But I know that's not going to happen because he doesn't have good credit, and renters usually ask for 2-3 times the rent for monthly income. Which he doesn't have. Not even close. He can barely give me his half of the rent. The only reason why he got this place was because we co-signed together, and I have excellent credit, and at the time, I was making 3 times the rent. He needs to go stay with his mom and it really pisses me off that he doesn't want to, because I know he's not going to get his own apartment. I can't leave because he can't afford this place by himself, and my name is on the lease. That would severely damage the credit that I worked so hard to get, and then I would owe money to a place that I'm not even living at. And I can't kick him out because he's on the lease too. There's no way I can continue doing this until the lease is over, 10 months. I wish I realized that he was always having problems with people he's lived with for a reason. I thought it was them, not him. But it was 100% him, and I see that now. I am miserable with him here. I feel trapped and I don't know how to get out. Am I pretty much screwed? Is there no way out? Talk to your landlord and tell them the situation and find out what your options are. Have you read the contract again? Is there a clause where you can give them a certain amount of notice to break the lease early? That's quite common. If not, contact your landlord and ask to break the lease early. Maybe explain to your ex that you are willing to break the lease and incur the fees if he doesn't leave. Then he will be left holding a place he can't afford and affect both of your lives before actually breaking the lease. You can definitely break the lease yourself. It will then be up to your boyfriend to pay for the rent, which will be his problem. Definitely set up a time to talk to your landlord or management. Feel free to DM me. You can't go to the landlord and have them take you off the lease? You may have to pay a month or so extra, but is he worth it to get rid of him and away? You can ask the landlord to transfer you to another apartment so you can end your contract and have a new one for the new apartment. It will be petty, but take away anything that's yours that he uses. Put the TV in your room. Don't do a fully out grocery trip. Just buy food as you need it. Take away any toilet paper, detergent, whatever that you bought. If the internet is in your name, change the password. If he's not planning to leave for months, don't make it comfortable for him. Then see how long he will actually stick around when all he has left is his laptop with no internet. You'll have to go through the formal eviction process. Even though he's not on the lease, he's been there long enough that you can't just kick him out. Check your local laws on protocol to do a formal. Won't be easy since he's on the lease.